Hey folks, and welcome to Friendly Fire for I can't remember what the date is, the 24th of April. Hello, Abrarian. Hi, Shadowhunter. What were we up to here? Ah, yes, steel. Hang on, I'm going to do a thing on Discord here.
This bodes well.
So, Atomic, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Excellent. I've just changed it to voice activity rather than push to talk.
My family are watching Asterix in the background, so...
Like 1980s Asterix?
Yes, but they are instead watching the 2016 movie that came out,
Oh.
and it's actually better than I thought.
Huh, okay. I didn't even know there was a 2016 Asterix movie.
Neither did I until the other night.
Hey, Foxbot. I'm so heckled right now. Oh no. How you make me so mad. Arr.
Uh-oh. I need a different push-to-talk button. What do you use when you're...
I use tilde.
Okay, let's try that.
Unless a game, like, refuses to let me not use tilde, that is.
Right, because I keep popping up the map.
Yes, I usually have my ring finger at the ready on the push to talk, but...
This is going to take some getting used to, but we'll give it a shot. Hang on. Right. Good. Oh, what's
that or Z. Z is also pretty good.
I am pro streamer now, so I don't make mistakes like accidentally have, like, not my background removed from my camera.
Right, right. Because I can change you guys to full screen now. There we go. Yes, and Blom. Mischief Velen wants to join us later, but I have to see how it goes, because poor Lilu has been having some tough mornings for the last few weeks, so has to be at the ready for Lilu, unfortunately.
So what are we going to do with all the steel? Like, we're rich.
Right, so we have to turn them into parts for the elevator. Surely?
True. True.
Wait, what's our...
Mark III.
Yeah, that's what I was actually... Got to run down to the hub and see what we've got available. Why are you so much faster than me? I thought I had Blade Runners.
Yeah, last stream I had to take them off and on again.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Weird.
Bugs. Yeah, apparently there's some really good quality of life improvements on the experimental branch. They've, like, bumped up the amount of fuel that you can, like, liquids you can carry in trains and that.
Oh, neat. Still haven't even got to trains or liquid movement other than water. Me, personally, that is.
Yeah. So there's still a whole bunch of stuff that we really need to get on, like advanced steel production, logistics, and hypertubes. Oh, bugger everything in tier 4, really.
Logistics 2 as well, right?
Do we? No, we got logistics too. I
Oh,
just
we
don't
do?
use it because I hate waiting for plates.
Okay.
Like making the, what do you call them, the
Riveted
steel
ones?
It's just so much faster.
Yeah. So maybe that's what you do. You get the steel you've made and start putting that into pipes and
That's a good idea. I could just
Pipes and rebar.
Yeah.
And I am going to change over the... What was it we got to do copper now?
Yeah. Okay, so my focus for today is going to be on advanced steel production and logistics 3. Because once we've got that, then I feel like we can actually start planning out a proper base.
Right. Okay, and I'm going to switch rotors over to the copper sheets and screws.
Oh, that's right, we got the old recipe. Nice.
Which will also fit very, very well with the Tier 3 logistics. Hiya,
Nice.
Nu. Welcome, welcome.
Alright, so what are we going to need? We're going to need a whole bunch more foundations, some... I think it's assemblers? No, not assemblers. Let's just be constructors. Okay. That is nice and easy to make. And I think we can cheat to get all this started.
I am well, yeah. Well, better than this morning anyway, if you saw my update.
If I didn't, was it the return of the migraine?
No, panic attack. First one I've had in, gosh, a while. That's for certain.
Yeah, it really has. You've had a really good run lately.
Mm-hmm. So I can't be too mad.
Fingers crossed it was a one-off thing.
Yeah. I'm feeling a lot better tonight, so... Usually as a result of stress, and I was pretty overtired by the time I went to bed last night. Sorry to do this to your lovely setup, Atomic, but in the aim of getting things working,
Hey, I am fine with it.
to build a nicer base, I'm just being messy. It's very unlike me, but I feel like I'm kind of turning a new leaf with Satisfactory.
Alright, I have automated steel beams and steel pipes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did, Nunian. Like, because I have generalized anxiety disorder, it's pretty common for me to just set myself off through body chemistry problems, you know? Like, aka not getting enough sleep. Like a dirt. Well, my they specifically diagnosed me as having a panic disorder rather than an anxiety disorder, because one comes from the other when it gets severe enough. And I imagine if I was re-diagnosed these days, it would probably be re-diagnosed as anxiety rather than panic disorder, because of how much more infrequent the panic has become since I was first diagnosed. Which is a wonderful news, really, when you think about it. Because it means I'm improving. But sorry, what was that, Atomic?
Oh, Nanian was just sort of saying, probably not that severe, apparently, though. Oh, sorry, you have it, Nanian. Sorry, I thought.
Nanian was saying that theirs isn't as severe as mine, but...
Yeah.
So in a long-winded kind of way, I was kind of trying to say that, well, it's probably pretty similar these days. When I started YouTube and started on Forgecraft and stuff, which is like, what, 6 years ago now? 7? I was having pretty much panic attacks nightly. So we've come a long, long way.
Oh, wow, we hit our power limit already?
Have we? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Oh, although, like, we were concerned about some of the numbers for our system, so maybe... Yeah, I saw that coming.
Is the issue water?
Hard to tell, because with the system off, all the water flooded into the system regardless. So I think we need to unhook the thing, see how it goes, and then power back up again.
I mean, the coal belt is saturated, so...
Yeah, it could just literally be that we don't have enough.
Good on you, Nanian. Every day is just about management for me. Whether I, start my day off right or not. Whether I go to bed at the right time or not. Routine is a huge help.
We just need to throw more water into the system. We determined, though, that we couldn't fit another water thing in there, didn't we?
Incorrect. We can't... Well, not in the same pond. There is one very, very close by that we can fit in, though. Wait, no, I hooked that one up.
Yeah, I think there's 2 out here, so...
That should be more than enough, then. Before. Because it's like 2 and a bit for 1.
Yeah, you're right. So... Right, so that just must literally be that we just don't have enough power gen in the first place, though.
That seems pretty harsh. Because it's 300 per coal plant.
Wait, is it?
Well, that's what it says its capacity is. Oh no, 75. Sorry.
Right, okay.
There you go. 300 is fully overclocked.
Alright, well, what I might just do then is just for now grab a bug and overclock at least one of them.
Yeah, we should have enough extra water for it.
Oh, do we not have bugs?
We should. I have 3 tier 1s on me.
Yeah, there's 4 tier 1s in the, what do you call it, the personal storage in the thing.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm going to need you to do the overclocking because the UI is all messed up for me.
Oh, okay. What the hell's wrong with you, UI?
When I checked, it said that it was currently overclocked at 999%.
Ah, yes, I remember you saying that, actually. Can you throw the slugs on the ground?
Oh, I just put them in the storage box.
Do we tier 1 all of them?
I was thinking about it. We've got enough slugs for it, so... Just largely depends on whether or not we've got enough water to run it as it currently is.
General Stukov, I used to very much be like that. But through rigorous, like, routine shaping and stuff like that, I have kind of beaten that phase of my anxiety, fortunately. Also eliminating CBT worked really well for me. CBT being cognitive behavioral therapy, which is, in layman's terms, catching the negative thoughts. So, because you can be unaware you're being negative in your head, like being disaster prone about something, or like, oh, the day's going to be crap now, or something like that.
To be fair, the voice input is often a jerk.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. We're extremely negative creatures. And so CBT is about catching yourself doing that to yourself and telling yourself, no, that's just disastrous thinking. Try and think on something more positive. Think about what you're going to do next. Like, go and make your breakfast, you know? Go and clean your teeth. It could be as simple as. And by the time you finish that operation, you've hopefully forgotten about what was distracting you in the first place, anxiety-wise. At least that is how it sounds simple. It's way more complicated than that, because there's a whole, like, you know, psychology involved in training yourself not to think negatively and so on and so forth. And it can take years to get used to doing that, and it took me years to get used to doing that, and I'm still not perfect at it. So others have sworn by CBD, which I'm not entirely sure what the acronym stands for off the top of my head. But usually those that CBT doesn't work for, CBD does. And I don't mean the other part of marijuana. I mean, no, exactly, General. No, not the other part of marijuana. It's an actual psychological technique. Although CBD has been shown to help tremendously with anxiety. The oil, that is. I don't personally use it because you can't get it in New Zealand, but yeah. Yeah, no, marijuana and its constituent parts aren't legal here in New Zealand yet.
Oops,
It
did
has
the power
been.
go back on?
No, it hasn't. But it has been back and forth in Parliament, and it's slowly leaning towards legalisation.
Great, just eat 60 birds.
I did pop them all up to 150.
Well, at the moment it seems to be handling, so...
Yeah, okay, cool. They're all outputting about 115 megawatts now.
So the big question is the water handling? Easily.
No, CBD doesn't make you high at all. It just mellows you out. Stops your brain running away with silly thoughts. It's anti-spiral.
Kind of want to just plonk down another power gen and see if a fifth one can handle.
I'll tell you though, chat. As serious as this conversation has gotten, I'm glad I did CBT before getting a hold of something like CBD oil, because it means that I'm not going to have a dependence on it.
Absolutely.
It means that in the future my use of it will be because I'm trying to stop myself from having a horrible time that I'm finding difficult to overcome with the tools that I've practiced up to that point. You know, like it'll be an emergency thing rather than an everyday thing. That being said, I must reiterate, there is also a second kind of CBD, which is a therapy type, which is made directly for those suffering from anxiety and panic. CBT is actually a lot older than CBD in terms of a therapy, but it worked for me, or is working for me, so I haven't experienced CBD, the therapy type, myself.
Every time I hear CBT, I keep thinking of like competency-based training.
Well, I guess it is a kind of competency type training.
Indeed.
Oil is very in right now, no. So I'm not surprised. Oh, trust me, no, there is like a well documented in joke in the CBT community, especially with those that. Sorry, yes, DBT. Thank you so much. Oh my god. I've been saying. Yeah, DBT. Thank you. CBT and DBT.
Ah.
Are the two therapy types. My god. That's my dyslexia at work there.
We had a good chat about dyslexia in one of my streams the other night where I always used to laugh at the logo for Trackmania United because it always looked like Trackmania Untied. Like they deliberately put two letters kind of in the background.
Yeah.
And it looks like they were backwards.
Yeah, no, that happens all the time. There's certain words in particular that'll jump out at me. United is one of them. Um, Allied is another, which I view as the name Elise, and I'm like, what? Elise Nations?
Nice.
Um,
I reckon I know what you were up to, Gorax. I see a truck over here collecting coal.
it will one day.
No, it is collecting coal at the moment, isn't it?
Well, yes, it will be filled with coal, filling with coal. It's in the back stuffing process at the moment, I believe, and we have nowhere to send it yet. So once we expand the coal power situation, we'll very much need it. But until then. Ah, General Stukov, may I interest you in the philosophical idea of optimistic nihilism? It is my personal meaning of life, and I'm pretty satisfied with it being my personal meaning of life in terms of what carries me through until the day I die. So. Optimistic nihilism simply states that yes, there is no point to all of this, so make what you do of it, and yeah, make what you do of it.
That is my
It's your
philosophy that I subscribe to.
It is your playground. Me personally, I choose to output that in a way in which I'm trying to make my world and the lives of those I know better. Because I gain great joy from it.
Yeah. An optimistic pessimist, eh, Marco?
Hey, Dax.
I mean, I'm optimistic that about 80% of the people are pessimists.
Nice. See, that's a wonderful start, General Stukov.
See, I just want to be a good person that, like, people can enjoy my company.
Mm-hmm. I think a simple goal like that, because mine is pretty simple as well, so I'm trying not to be negative to my own goals. A simple goal like that is all you really need, and you can build your life around that simple goal, and you can make it as complex as you want, but the goal remains as simple at the end of the day.
I do appreciate that, Marco. It actually, it's validating.
You know, something I've enjoyed during lockdown is making meals for my flat and seeing the smile on their face when they've had a nice meal, you know? Like,
an additional project part can now be constructed. Further progress to the next phase is
or this whole streaming thing. Seeing how people have really enjoyed the streaming, it's made me really motivated to keep doing it, you know? I've enjoyed the streaming more than I have YouTube, that's for sure. Like RimWorld this week has been very satisfying because of the joy that it brings people. Yeah, sure, I'm having fun playing the game, but it's everyone else's joy at, like, us doing the shenanigans that we do that I've really found the most joy out of. We have not rebuilt you yet, Nanian. No. And to get back on Satisfactory briefly, what do we need for tier 3 elevator?
Oh,
I'm gonna run over and take a look.
I was just going to check the assembler actually. Oops.
Oh, you can check it in the assembler?
Well, I mean, the assembler's the only place you can make the earlier stuff. So it will
Alright.
be automated wiring, versatile framework, and smart plating.
Mm-hmm.
The num-
500
the spec-
of 100 automated wiring and 500 of the other.
Yep.
Hey, Abrarian, thank you for those optimistic nihilist bits.
Happy bits.
So for automated wiring, we're going to need stators. Ooh, stators are my arch nemesis. I think I'll work on them.
Yes, I hate status.
Well, we have the rotors, so that's fine.
Which is good because I have like.
Oh, wait. Didn't they require rotors at some point? Now they're steel pipe and copper wire.
I like that idea better.
Yeah?
Except that I'm currently stealing all the pipe for
Yeah.
the Logistics Mark III.
Where are you making pipe?
Can you see where I am?
Um,
I
I
was
see.
super
Okay.
lazy.
One on pipe, one on rebar.
Yeah, I was just like, I have 2 constructors. I need 2 things. 2 refineries. What are these things called? Smelteries.
I
No.
keep calling it rebar. It's called beam. There is no bit goal at the moment because we have completed the last one. The ETA on that, by the way, is up in the air because of COVID. Because the place that I'm getting it from here in New Zealand has to special order it because they don't keep stock. No one does.
So,
Unfortunately,
as an indication, I had mine pre-ordered, and when the pre-order, the shipping date hit, it took another month after that.
yeah, so mine's going to be taken about a month. It says on the website 29th of March, which is a bit cringy, but we'll get through, I'm sure.
Okay, steel pipes are yours now.
Sweet. Well, where do we build this thing? Off to the right?
March 2021.
Sorry, May, yes, my god.
Ugh. Hit it when you're like a few short.
It may get here sooner, but I'm not going to put any credence in that.
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly when I was doing mine was in the height of lockdown in China, so
Yeah. What's the output per minute on pipes? 20. Oh, good. Oh, sweet. Okay.
oh yeah,
Logistics can
Hell
be achieved
yes.
with a larger
I've
storage
met my
container
stream
and
goals
enhanced
already.
conveyor belt efficiency.
Now we won't see steel beams for a long time.
Why do you say that?
Because you're going to be using it all for conveyance.
Kind of. Well, I mean, my big thought is now that we have this, and may as well make a quick push towards hypertubes. After you're done with steel tubes for a bit, and then can see about actually planning out a bigger base.
Oh, yeah.
So what that tells me is I should like dramatically scale up our concrete operations. Because that's a pitiful.
A bigger base with, like, efficient routing and stuff. It'll be glorious.
Do you want to do like balanced systems, or shall we do overflow systems?
I like a mix of both.
Oh,
You've seen
okay.
my screenshots, right?
Yeah, a few times.
I like doing even balance. I don't care about true balance. I don't tend to make like load balances or anything like that. But I will do a split array if I need to.
Yep.
With one input. Or two, depending on what the most efficient is. Oh no, dead pixels. That's the worst.
Oh no! F's in chat, please, for the monitor.
Blum's right, F's please. Dead pixels are just a tragedy.
Now, we don't have any cables being made yet, do we?
No, I set up cable construction. It's over by the copper stuff.
Ah, I see it. That's a nice surplus.
Yes, well, it's been trucking along for a while.
Okay, so I just need a few more screws, and then I can see about bumping up our power production a lot.
Well, if you're quick, because I've just converted the conveyors to tier 3, the screw production for the rotors and the riveted plates is got some spare screws.
Oh, sweet.
In the assemblers themselves.
Yep.
You're right, Stukov.
Nice. Are you still after steel tubes?
Yeah, I've only just started to set it up, in fact.
Oh, I see. You're actually making stuff.
Right. It's data makers.
Yep. All right.
Do you want me to hold off?
No. I was just gonna like grab a bunch of steel tubes for the hypertube milestone.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll just hold off until there's 300. We don't need the stators immediately, it's just to move toward automated wiring.
Yep.
What's the map button again?
Z.
Right.
It's that key that I couldn't use for push to talk.
Ah. Because here I was going, you use M?
Wait, what? Oh, right.
Because I thought M was map.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering where we should set up the base proper is all. Are we just dead center of the desert? Don't know.
Yeah, so the biggest problem that I had when I built my last base in the desert is just sort of putting it high enough that like the dunes don't get in the way.
Right, we can do that easily with columns now though.
Yeah, so I mean, what I was definitely thinking about doing is sticking one of those vertical conveyors and just seeing how high I can get the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I guess we could chain them together if we just wanted to make it super high. You know, just kill off whatever plants are not in the desert.
Right. We could also use the dunes to our advantage here, in that you use the dune peaks as where you set up the conveyor entrances. That might be a bit spicy.
I don't mind spicy. As long as we can make it look good, right?
Yeah. Alright, let me start on a foundation and I'll get your opinion of it.
No worries. Right. Well, while you're doing that, I will see about bumping up the concrete for us. I've got a few minutes to kill while I wait for stuff to cook up.
It's prettiness time. Oh yeah, how'd you manage that, Stukov? What was the solution in the end? Huh. Like the default settings on the QoS were just bad?
You get Mark II minor on the concrete and some tier 3 belts. Expensive.
Well, there's a favourite area of mine for steel production that we'll be able to abuse once we actually start on the mega base proper, which is over there in the outback, as people have been calling it. Do you know the area I mean?
I actually do not, but I want to see it. So I can yell at Jace if he's done a bad job of advocating what the outback actually looks like.
I mean, to me, it's more of a Death Valley, but...
So is it the internet who's wrong or Coffee Stain?
I think the internet in this case, personally. But then again, I haven't ever lived in a country that is as arid as yours in the middle.
True that. Okay. Pipes should be done for pipes now.
Oh, 300 didn't take that long, did it?
No, pipes go really quickly. It's the beams that are going really slow. I feel like I need to like. Oh, that reminds me. I need to experiment with the double high industrial containers because I think I accidentally discovered in my world that you can use them as a like an overflow thing.
I love double highs. They're so good. Having 2 inputs and 2 outputs is just magical.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that you can actually use them as like a priority output. So you can have it say, I want you to go to this one by default, and if that one is full, then go here instead.
I thought that was what smart splitters were for.
No, unfortunately.
So you... What are smart splitters for then?
Routing when you've got multiple stuff on the same belt, which I generally don't ever do.
Mixed belts in Satisfactory? That's heresy.
Mm-hmm. I think people generally use them for like having like a single belt going to a manufactory or something.
Okay. And then a smart split to the 2 inputs.
Yeah, that's right.
Whoops, you got pinged there, Stukov. You'll have to ask permission before you post a link.
Oh, ouch. You know, the old looks like a link, huh?
Yeah, Cloudbot is really vague about what a link is. This is probably one of the reasons why many friends of mine have said you should not use Cloudbot. Hey Yesenia, how you doing?
Oh, need 100 steel to finish off this conveyor belt so we can speed up the concrete.
That's a lot of steel beams.
Shouldn't have put the thing so far away. I guess I could move closer.
This is when you use trucks.
Well, normally I get pissed off and I just scale up my steel production.
Well, I can offer you 13 steel beams.
Nah, it's okay. You keep them. But yeah, no, I was actually watching a I'm Kibit's video. He did like a how to do trucks, and that actually made me feel like, right, so that's what I did wrong.
You just have to be real, like, specific with your waypoints, I feel.
Well, another thing they pointed out is that, like, if your trucks are colliding a lot, you should generally just try and make it so that your trucks are as far away from you as possible, because you know how the graphics at a long distance they don't update as often.
Yeah, is that literal?
So yeah, so with trucks they teleport between the waypoints and they don't collide with one another.
Ah, okay. It's very smart.
Right, more power. Let's do it. I think I know where there's coal and water, so I could just... No, hang on. Oh, it's hella far away. It'd be nice to have hyper tubes before I did that.
Social distancing hugs.
When I was going for my job interview, nobody was really sure how to interact with each other, so we were like shaking our feet and pretending to shake hands at 6 feet apart.
A lot of people around here would touch elbows.
Wait, you guys don't lick your elbows?
No. It's too hard. We don't have serpent tongues like you Australians. Okay, well, the start of the Giga Chad Foundation is there, if you want to think about how you want to...
Alright, just a sec. Wait, did you call it the Giga Chad?
Yeah, Giga Chad Foundation. It's the most Chadnest foundation of them all.
Is it the Chad? Yeah, for Xeno Basher.
R&D inflated your pocket
Oh, thank God.
dimension, added an additional hand equipment slot, and have provided an improved Xeno Zapper with increased...
An actual
range.
effective weapon.
Might as well do jump pads while we're at it.
It'll be good for the factory cart course.
Oh, that's an idea. Never thought of using jump pads with those. I've seen people do it with the Tesla truck.
Yeah, the Tesla truck is apparently a very effective way to long distance travel. From watching Kimbits. A little deadly, but very effective.
Sorry, you just need to make sure you got a parachute on you and get out at the right time.
Oh no, have they fixed it?
Uh-oh.
They have! Ah!
What were you trying to do there?
You used to be able to embed the frame foundation inside a normal foundation.
For what effect?
It looks more... it looks more supported?
Oh, more chunky.
Yeah, more chunky.
Does it still work with the corner pieces? Wait, do we have the corner pieces?
We might not have the corner pieces. Does it still work with the smaller frames? Yes, it does. Okay.
Oh. Maybe it just doesn't work on full-size bits then. Poor pod literally just arrived. I'm surprised it even had enough time to refuel.
Factory traversal
Oh.
can now be accessed in the build menu. Caution is recommended during use of these products.
Well, they give us the tech. They may as well be expected that we'll use it that way.
Fingers crossed. Maybe they refuel it when it's up in the space station when it's in space. And again, maybe I'm just pontificating something that doesn't need to be pontificated.
Yeah, I am reading chat actually, but I don't necessarily feel the need to comment on everything.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Just registered that you were flying past me. Yes, well, you should be the pro at gaming. You should grovel at my feet. You should kiss them. You should wash them. You should tell me how unworthy you are of my presence.
Wait, do you not wash your feet? You need your chat to do it for you.
Oh, I wash my feet, but they should be washed by the unwashed masses.
Won't that just get them even dirtier?
Well, not if they use my provided applications.
Like I've seen you play Blasphemous. I've seen the unwashed masses.
No, that's the kisses. That's incredibly unhygienic. Yes, that's the rare Rorax troll.
Alright, well, while we're waiting for that, I might as well experiment with the with those double high containers. Haha, except that it just needs the beams and the pipes that I just used. Damn it.
Well, considering the name and the fact that we had never seen them before or anything like that, and the way that they responded after a mere 2 messages, I was, my troll alert was going off. So I respond in a trolly way, and if they stick around, they realize it's a joke, and if they don't stick around, they're, probably a little too sensitive. And the third option is they reveal that they are, in fact, a troll.
Sage advice, I like it. What do you reckon, guys? Shall I go find another water pole? It's over here.
It's like the programming exam question, which a lot of people in computer science get. There are 4 lunchboxes. One of them has a bomb in them. One of them is labelled bomb. The other 3 are labelled lunch, which has the bomb in it.
I have no idea. This is a... Logic puzzles are abominable.
The answer is a little bit complicated, so... But it starts with not the one labelled bomb. Yeah, social distancing is an issue for having my feet washed by those who are lesser than me. You know, I am such a... my brain is so galactic that I require...
Next feet washing stream when? You just watch all the subs come in.
Oh yeah, it would be Game of Bathwater all over again.
Absolutely. Sorry, Stukov. You should have known that it probably would with me in the as co-host.
We support weird around here, as long as weird isn't offensive.
That's it. Raptor vomiting sounds. Now things got weird.
What does a raptor sound like when vomiting? I have to know.
Are you sure you didn't mean a Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park?
Oh, the ones with the cute, like, head frills?
Yeah, those ones.
Probably like a chicken vomiting. I don't want to hear a chicken vomit. Can they even vomit?
I actually don't know that question. I would have to ask the wife.
I know that some mammals can't vomit. For example, rats can't vomit. That's why rat poison is very effective against them.
I was going to say lucky for us. problem having the chickens around our place. They tend to like the chick feed and all the muck in the backyard.
Yeah. There's definitely mice around where I live because of the animal rescue next door. Because they have like a bird pen as well.
There is a Xeno basher waiting for you in the personal storage chest.
Oh, hell yeah. Time to bash aliens.
Yeah, where I'm going, I'm expecting there to be some, so I thought I'd better make one before I went over there.
Don't give birds bread laced with baking soda. I mean, bread is bad for them in the first place. Like, that's double expansion.
Wow.
You may as well hook them straight up to Coke and Mentos, yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't imagine it's pleasant.
Ugh, what's with the shallow water?
Oh yeah, that whole river is shallow, by the way.
But hopefully there's a lake somewhere.
There is like a coal and ocean inlet area somewhere in that kind of direction you're going. I think it's more like this way. I'm gonna see if I can find it because you're right,
Yeah.
it would be
Oh.
perfect.
Oh.
You die.
Well, I am indeed can't really. And I'm falling into the eternity. Is this a normal thing?
Oh no. Oh no. You fell off the map?
I'm guessing that means that I am not getting my stuff back.
No. No, not generally.
Because I had the stuff for 2 water extractors and 4 coal generators.
And your Blade Runners and your Xenobasher. I'm so sorry.
Fair enough. Alright.
Oh, there is a crate there.
Is it?
Yeah. It seems like it might have put it on the edge of the cliff.
What? That could be interesting. And terrible, mate.
Yeah, the Xenobasher has a little wrench attached to it.
I love that wrench so much. Like, just the fact that they went to the effort of applying physics to it.
They did indeed go to the lengths of adding physics, didn't they? Like reacts to jumping and turning at the same time.
It is such a pointless little thing that just adds so much.
Coffee Stain are very good at that.
True that.
Oh, I'm sorry, no. That sucks. You're not the only one that's had issues with my stream as well. Nanian's had issues recently. I don't know what it is.
Download more RAM.
Download more RAM. If only. I really am still waiting for that car. Does anyone get that joke? Early 2000s pirating, anti-pirating ads, anyone?
You wouldn't steal a car?
You wouldn't steal a car.
I every time someone mentions that, I think of the IT crowd
Can you
thing.
stop pressing stuff?
You wouldn't steal a policeman's helmet. And then
Sans is still waiting on several material goods to download. We were promised so much.
let's see if we can do this without dying.
That crate is still ahead of me.
Yeah, don't do that. That's how I.
That lip is,
Yeah, well, I mean, look where
treacherous.
I'm at.
Yeah, that's, scary. No, I think that crate's at the bottom of the void.
Maybe I should check.
Just make a crate ladder by dying over and over again.
Let's not do that. When you were like there somewhere around here is a coal thing. I was like, oh, it looks like a waterfall there, so I went off the edge. And there is not a waterfall there.
Well, let me go to the spot that I was thinking of. It's 2 impure coal nodes, which isn't great, but you may be inspired by the area, I'm not sure.
You found a toasty boy. Unfortunately, I can't keep up with you because I lost my blade runners.
You did indeed.
I did just find some Caterium though, so that helps.
I mean, if you really, 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 really want to argue about some amount of material theft that occurred when you downloaded something illegally, then you could actually argue some amount of real-world physical power was theft taken, stolen. But the amount would be utterly minuscule.
Even if you wanted to go down that path, like the rabbit hole that would open.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, if somebody's pirating, they were never going to buy it in the first place.
Now, see, I dispute that.
You reckon?
Well, see, when I was a kid, I used to pirate a lot of things, but the main reason for it is the fact that I couldn't afford it. Like, I didn't have a job or anything that sort of paid well enough, and Windows was hella expensive. It's only just now that I've oops, why am I making 2 of these? It's only just now that I actually have a good job that I've decided, no, I'm going to legalize absolutely everything. And so I'm only just now, since starting my new job, the last bit that I didn't have legalized was Adobe Photoshop, which I've just said I'm not paying for that. And I've gone for Clip Paint Studio instead.
Okay.
And Paint.net. So I've managed to finally go from I can't afford anything to I am fully legal now. And my wallet hurts because of it.
I mean, I've definitely pirated stuff, but don't tell the feds. But I've never intended on buying them, and I thought it was much the same. I suppose I can't apply my own biases, but I've heard that same mantra repeated many, many times, so I thought it was relatively common. Or at least, you know, the main reason people pirate was the same as me.
Oh, for sure. Like, I think there is definitely an element of that. I think the main reason why I stopped thinking that way was because I started doing software development, and I actually started to feel that whole, how would I feel if someone was pirating my software when, like, it's the money that I need to survive.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that's just kind of where I see it too from a business standpoint, is it's written off as a non-purchase in the first place. Like, it's not even stolen, it's just it doesn't exist.
I mean,
Whereas somebody, I would actually dislike it more in a way as a business owner if somebody robbed Peter to pay Paul, which is to pirate it first and pay later.
hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one.
Like, I'm not saying mine is the only valid opinion, and there is absolutely room for argument there about like when and what, but yeah, piracy is also kind of a dying thing because convenience has taken over.
Yeah, I find that, like, a lot of the products that, like, I really don't like the business practices of, and to be honest, it's mostly Adobe for me at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually really happy when I found out that, what's Sony's video editing software?
Oh,
Vega?
Vega. Yeah, Vegas.
Like, finding out that Vegas is free for doing simple video editing, I was just like, why wasn't I using this earlier?
Yeah. Oh, that's actually a wonderful thing about not doing YouTube, by the way, folks, is that I have cancelled my Adobe subscription.
That would be saving you a lot.
It's a rort. Like, when you actually think about it, considering that, like, originally it was like 150, somewhere in the range of $150 to $300 for a license for the actual product, a lifetime license. And then you compare that to the fact that it's now a monthly subscription of $20 for per program. It's like, oh yeah, it's so much more affordable. Sort of, but by the end of if you're a professional, you're going to be using that for so long that you're going to rack up a bill with Adobe that's many times that scary license price.
Now, see, I don't have a problem with paying for Microsoft stuff, like the home office stuff, because, I mean, like, the amount of software that you get for $120 a year is just, it is a solid amount of software.
Yes, I very much do miss my free subscription to what's it called, the Microsoft license software group thing for programmers and students.
Oh, the not DevOps, Tech or MSDN.
MSDN. I miss my license to the MSDN from university. I really do.
Yeah, I haven't had MSDN like for a very long time. Most of the companies that I've worked for recently have all paid for the thing monthly, and you only get it with an annual subscription. Where's the Caterium at?
Are you trying to sort out your equipment before you come look at this?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. I should come help then.
I've got most of the Caterium. It's mainly just the blade rooms at this point. I've got the Xeno Basher.
I'll go and grab the Caterium. It's just up on the face to the north. South? South. I keep forgetting where this desert is. It feels like it's in the southwest, but it's literally in the northeast.
Oh, really? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It really does feel like it's south.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the sun.
Maybe it is the sun. No, no flying cheats.
It does kind of strike me as like, have you ever played a game where the sun actually goes in the opposite direction? Like, is there any actual reason why planets? No, I guess because of the way that the galaxy itself spins, maybe that's what dictates the rotation of planets around a sun.
We already have a moon around which planet? I can't remember what it is, but it spins in the opposite direction. It's just to do with
Really?
yeah, the velocity it was going, the direction and velocity it was going at when it
Oh,
got
when it was
caught.
captured. Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
just
was just
it
thinking.
so happens that most of it is going in the clockwise direction. Oh, that's a good point, actually, Sanya. Sanya says that magnetic poles would probably also affect it.
Well, that's what got me thinking that that might be part of the reason why the galaxy is spinning in the direction it is, and whether or not that has an impact on the way that the individual stars and their planets and moons rotate.
Mm.
Because I mean, like, certainly all of the representations that I've ever seen in like Kerbal, Outer Wilds, any of those games, they all have planets with moons going in the same direction as the planet is spinning.
Yeah.
That'd probably make for some pretty interesting. That'd make the tides pretty all over the place.
Especially the interim where it's changing. Yeah, but it's like Neptune or something has a moon that's going in the opposite direction. I died because I was very silly, but
I just saw that. That was quite a leap.
I was thinking that I'd magnet brain, come on, magnet to the ladder, but did not.
Is that a thing?
Well, I just thought it would go, oh, you're climbing a ladder, and attach me. They're called Blade Runners in this game, thank you, Mako.
Oh, screws.
But, yeah, so, I mean, it is possible that rotation can be unlike what we're used to.
Yeah, right. That's interesting, Sanya.
Oh, I love Jupiter trivia. Jupiter is just amazing. In general. And its moons. Particularly, Europa. Sorry, Io.
I tried selling Outer Wilds to you, Rorax.
You have, but I'm really not into the whole timey-limey-wimey thing.
Ah, that was the thing. Yep.
Like, the space part, yeah, into it. But the chronological bit of it, I'm like, I don't really... I get that the repeating time stuff is part of it, but... Never really liked that mechanic in games.
Yeah, fair enough too. Like, I've been getting into it like almost every night with my son. It's just so up his alley. Oh, hello there, doggy. Bulldog.
Yeah, it is sticking around. I hate when that happens, actually, when you're recovering a body and something spots you.
Nailed it.
Now this jerk's gonna get what's coming to him. Time to Xeno Dash!
Should have gone with you. I actually had my Xeno Basher made. But he did now.
Yeah, and I imagine there's also like a lot of what we find instinctual when we're doing a lot of design, so we're not thinking, oh, maybe this place would be more interesting if the rotation was different. We just automatically make the rotation go the way we're used to.
Yeah, yep. Well, I thought it was funny actually because I was watching a YouTube video where someone had managed to find like the original video footage that led from the blue alien that sings the opera in Fifth Element.
Yeah.
And yeah, that kind of got me thinking about like I didn't realize that a lot of the costumes in Fifth Element were kind of look rather cheap, but like I love the movie.
Yeah.
Even despite that.
And it's the same with early. Same with Moisturize Me.
Just turn around, there's a stack of Katura in my face.
But it's the same with early Star Trek as well. Everything is humanoid, mostly from a special effects standpoint, but also because, like, at that stage in sci-fi, people weren't really thinking about the fact that maybe they weren't humanoid.
Safe, aesthetic, adaptable, fun. Enjoy a view of your hard work as you soar through incredibly tight turns.
Golden era of sci-fi, where everything was shiny and chrome.
Note, Fixit Incorporated is not responsible for any harm caused by irresponsible use of this product.
Get my Blade Runners back, yay.
A super nerd at my university once pointed out to me, and I didn't realize, like, the gravity of this for a couple of moments, and it blew my fucking mind when he mentioned that there is no reason for a cockpit to be on the front of a spaceship.
Space engineers taught me that. I feel like you probably learnt it far sooner than I did, but...
I learnt it while setting up for a D&D campaign in the common room. And one of the other players was describing the ship we were on, and he piped up, not one of the players, but he piped up from somewhere in the common room that there is absolutely no reason for a cockpit to be on the front of a spaceship. But, like, our human brains are like, well, we gotta know what direction we're going, right?
Yeah, that's one thing though. I think Star Trek kind of predicted a whole heap of stuff in the future. Well, when I say predict, it's probably more along the lines. Oh my god. I just spent ages making encased industrial beams and found that there's a chest that had almost 100 already in it.
Oh yeah, sorry. The stuff chest.
Yeah, that would have saved me a lot of steel.
My god, I'm so sorry.
So good by now. In the time that it took me to do all that, probably have enough steel to actually finish the concrete line. And I should check out what you built, actually, now that I think about it.
It's just a big flat platform, but it's out there. You can see it from over here.
I was distracted by being dead.
Yeah, being dead doesn't help. But there was something else I wanted to show you once you've seen it. right?
Yep.
Big old platform, completely extensible up and in every other direction. And it is the highest point in the desert. I already checked. The highest dune will not get in the way of the lowest platform.
Awesome.
Now, if you'd follow me this way,
Coming.
but now there's also concerns with like spaceship design, where if we're gonna put the most vulnerable bits in the middle of the spaceship, that includes us. So us right next to the engine room is probably not a good idea.
There's a game that I've been playing with my son occasionally called Terra Tech,
Yeah.
where you like build little cars and vehicles and all that kind of stuff. And it definitely has one of those things where like you need to put your cockpit in like the most defended area of your vehicle.
Mm.
Ah, coal.
They're both impure, but big ol' access to water.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not actually that far from our other power plant either.
Yeah. And the other one that is, if you follow the river downstream to the waterfall area.
Yeah, I've built that to my brother in my Collins world in Satisfactory. We built over there.
Right, okay.
I just didn't want to run water all the way over there because there's no coal anywhere near that.
Mm-hmm. But atomic.
I could set up a truck.
And in fact, no, you only have to set up a station.
Well, that's actually a really good point, because you can fit quite a lot of those water extractors there.
And I'm gonna go get my conveyor belt, or the steel for the conveyor belts, because the two nodes that the truck is being fed from are both pure.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go and grab all the stuff we need for probably 4 water extractors. Let's set those up, and then we'll see about actually. Wait, how many did I say?
I don't remember. It went in one area and out the other. The number did.
Yeah. Clearly, it went out one area of my brain and out the other.
In one neuron and out the other.
Right. Well, let's start with 6. There should be enough room for 6. And that should feed, what, 12 coal generators? At least. So I just realized that the kids' movie is over, so I can actually stop using push to talk.
Hey.
And one for good luck. Alright. So that.
Okay. Back to the weird talk. I absolutely guarantee if humanity ever comes into contact with another sapient species as sapient as us, there will immediately be xenophilia.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If there's one thing I know about human nature, it's not safe for stream.
Yeah. Quick, build a space wall.
And make the aliens pay for it.
But are they going to be sexy? That's the question.
Doesn't matter.
Humans will fuck it. but it won't necessarily be like 50s era sci-fi chrome girls, I'll tell you that. It may in fact be closer to Cthulhu. Exactly, it won't matter. It absolutely won't. Some people would like to think it would matter, but it won't. It's a contract between two sapient species, after all.
All I know is that there is no point in blaming the Japanese, because it's not just the Japanese.
Exactly.
Oh, I love having a base where you can just run around and just pick up a bunch of stuff and go and build stuff.
But they're sexy on the inside. Metaphorically or literally?
See, the thing that worries me is the idea that, like, it doesn't even matter if they're intelligent.
Yeah, well, we already know it doesn't matter if it's intelligent, but that's a whole other discussion which is incredibly depressing, and I don't want to have it.
You weren't going to go down the path of how can you even prove that some of us are intelligent in the first place?
A little even worse than that, but...
Oh, okay.
Starts with B and ends with Lee.
Oops, what are you doing here? What's up, buddy? Any more? I hear you.
So, okay. What's our reason to exist right now in Satisfactory?
Big base.
Big base.
Big,
But what's the
beautiful
first part
base.
of Big Beautiful Base?
Well, I think we kind of
Powering
need
Big
to-
Beautiful Base?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I'm working on right here immediately. So I'm trying to get enough water going to sort of make sure that we can start doing production to build such a thing.
I'd say the three, the Trinity is power, concrete, and steel, right?
Yep. Wow, I managed to get that pretty close to each other. Nice.
I'm trying to avoid the alien sexuality conversation at this point. Whatever happens between two consenting adults is fine by me, but considering we don't even have a concept of what aliens would be like in our own universe.
Yeah, well, I'm one of those people that believes that alien life absolutely exists, but we're never going to see it.
What's the thingy called where the idea is we'll never become a tier 2 civilization because of the such and such?
Define tier 2 for me?
I think tier 2 is the ability to exploit stars.
But, is it because we'll kill ourselves before that happens?
Well, that's the thing, but there's an actual, like, term for that being like a firewall of sorts.
Oh. Today I learned. Now, who am I going to run?
It's like called the Great Filter, I think it's called.
Can you build water things on top of foundations?
Water things. Oh, you mean the extractors themselves? I'm not sure.
Thank you.
I didn't even know that you could build miners on top of foundations until I saw a diastream.
Oh, okay. Wait, you were really keen on me not putting foundations in the water. Oh, there we go. Let's try an experiment. Make everything really nicely aligned and stuff, and ruin this lake. Encroaching others at clearance. You need to place this on deep water. Well, that's a shame. But I can still use them to help me. Why am I still
I
doing
think I'm in
this
the
work?
right spot.
I keep forgetting that you can
Yeah.
mass dismantle now. Okay, well that's not going to work.
Okay, Blum, do you want to see Steel City?
Steel City.
Mm-hmm. The
Sounds
Outback.
interesting.
Or what
Oh,
would
no.
become Steel City.
Okay. Do I come
You go
there, or
towards
do I-
my beacon, yep.
Okay. Oh, actually, I think I know the place you mean. Maybe. That reminds me, I like those speedy cars.
The Explorer?
Yeah. Is that a MAM thing?
Yeah. It's aluminium.
Oh, okay, so we're a bit away from that then.
No, actually. You don't actually need aluminium for the Explorer itself. It's just part of the research.
Pure limestone there. That'll be handy for later. Yeah. This is right where we are right now, is where I built my base in my single player world.
Right. Well, right behind you.
Yeah, there's like the 3 coal over here. I didn't realize they were pure.
And they're very, very close to ore patches for iron as well.
Yeah, so that somewhere really close by here there is water. And I think I was able to fit 4 water extractors in there.
Mm. Oh, that'll be to the south. There's a big lake. But I've
My
already
glowy bug thing.
sent a power line over here.
Oh, wow. Nice.
As lovely as it is, folks, to imagine that if Tesla had actually survived Edison, I don't think he would have come up with the wireless transmission of power that people seem to think he would, because people would have discovered that by now a long time ago if that was possible, in a way that's efficient and not deadly.
Yeah, well, my big concern for that is just like whether or not the kind of radiation required to do that is like whether or not it.
I
'Cause, I mean, back then
absolutely.
there was
Sorry, yeah.
there was a lot of really bad ideas that people were pushing as good ideas back then.
Yeah, because they didn't know any better. I will absolutely say that Tesla was by far the better person out of Edison and himself. However, he was a crackpot of his own right. He was extremely fundamentalist Catholic. And had some very wild ideas.
Slugs of all shapes and sizes out this way, and colours.
And colours. Yeah, so iron 1 is just there. And then iron 2 was... Iron 2. I remember it being off this way. That's copper.
Yep. Oh, and here's the lake where I put my power.
Ah.
So much nicer. And then I think, from memory, somewhere over this way is also sulfur?
Yeah, up on the cliff over this way.
Yeah. Yep, that way. Okay. So we're just going to run it all to a central point for a couple of truck stations, or?
Well, I'm just wondering how we want to do this. Do we want to produce the steel here and truck the steel, or do we want to truck the resources back to the base and process it there, or?
I mean, generally speaking, I do like the idea of putting it all in the base because it gives us that opportunity to sort of use the coal for other things as well. Normally what I'd probably advocate is for a train once we get that up and running. Anyway, I should quickly finish off that power thing because we kind of overclocked it to get us by, but we definitely need to pick up the power.
Yeah, lots of people are allergic to cotton.
Oh, my missus absolutely drives her nuts. She gets so stuffy from it.
Oh yeah, hemp lost its lead because of propaganda for sure. That being said, hemp is still scratchy, so don't imagine it's gonna be like, you know, any better than wool in terms of the feel on the skin, but its industrial applications are amazing.
Wait, you mean all those times that they made us wear fishing bags that...
Personally, I'm a fan of linen.
Like John Lennon?
Like John Lennon. John Lennon.
Chucky, Chucky, Chucky.
And silk is made by insects, so
We actually tried that.
Hmm?
We actually tried, like, we had silkworms for a while, and
how much do they, like, what's their rate? I can't imagine it's much.
nope, you need a lot of them.
Like, one shirt is probably months worth of silk.
Oh, there's a reason why it's expensive. Not only that, but you have to be careful with the fact that in order to actually get the silk unbroken,
Mm.
you need to actually boil it with the creature still inside, so it can't breed.
Oh god.
Because
So you need to keep like a breeding farm and a silk farm?
Yep.
Ugh. Also, I get that it's just an insect, but murdering silkworms by boiling them to death does not sound pleasant.
I like it. Not the silkworm thing.
Yeah, well timed.
No, I managed to line up these water extractors almost perfectly. When I say line them up perfectly, I screwed it up badly. But shh.
Not important.
Like they're all lined up perfectly, sort of in one axis, and then I just realized that they were offset on another axis. They were near a junction.
The best part about hemp is that it grows like wildfire.
Oh, what's the ratio of these things? Is it? I think what you do is you get 2 of them. Right, sorry, the perfect ratio of these is 5, isn't it?
Perfect ratio for what?
Oh, the power plants.
Is 5?
How do I put one of these coal generators down?
I'm not certain.
Yeah, wait, hang on. So these things produce 120 per minute. 120 times by 5 is 600, which can be carried by 2 pipes. But in order to get 2 pipes, you need to take one of the water extractors and split it by 2. That's, I think. I mean, you say that's stucco, but all you really need to do is just scare everybody with coronavirus, and voila, the city's become a lot cleaner.
Et voila. It's been interesting seeing the effects on pollution with the shutdown of the world, actually. Like, there's a lot of meme photographs of people like, look at the city without the smog. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. But when you actually look at the parts per million in the upper atmosphere, it hasn't changed a lot.
Yeah, it's been interesting to note that, like, the here in Australia, I assume it's probably similar in New Zealand. Like, we are really badly impacted by the ozone layer.
Oh yeah, that hole, man. Wild.
Yeah, well, it's been repairing in recent times, so which is a bit weird, because
I mean, it has taken over a decade. It's because the hole specifically was caused by CFCs. Which there are still some being produced and stuff, but nowhere near the output that we used to use them, because it used to be the main chemical in things like refrigeration and air conditioning.
yeah. Oops, that's not right. Oh, let's get this right, chat. Alright, so I wonder if I can. This is probably going to be ridiculous. That ain't working. Okay. So what I wanted to do, stick a vertical pipeline junction cross here. And then if we can, let's just lift this up to maximum height and we'll worry about the one after in a bit.
Right, the biggest problem with industrial hemp is that it's a completely different plant to drug hemp. So you have to now convince people that farming industrial hemp is going to pay off. Because it's not like the marijuana farmers can just be like, oh, okay, we'll save some of the crop for rope. Because that ain't going to work. Industrial hemp's an entirely different crop. Personally speaking, I think you'd have an easier time convincing flax linen farmers to start up industrial hemp farming. Now that it's legal. Because they're already set up for growing textile materials.
Just occurred to me that this is the worst possible way I could have done this. Oh, Stephen, you idiot.
I've got to come look now. Yeah, looks like Lilo's given Felon a bit of trouble tonight. Probably won't see him.
That's a shame. I miss our flight commander.
Yeah.
Then again, we've sent a few flights off without him.
I do feel very sad for Lilu though.
Oh, for sure. We might be okay. That might not actually be 10 meters.
The other problem is rich people don't like starting new things. Because the amount of overhead to start a new thing is a lot, and they don't like seeing their bank empty by that amount. You're far more likely to convince a rich person to invest in a business that could adapt to that system than you are to get them to start a new one. Exactly, Foxbot. That's actually a very, very good analogy. Or COD, 7, or... That's exactly it.
Or Fallout 76.
Fallout 76. FIFA 2020. That's just around the corner. That's why I say you're going to have an easier time convincing someone like the flax linen industry to take up industrial hemp farming. I don't understand what you did wrong.
Well, for starters, making pipes go up in general is not a great idea.
Right. But at some point you're going to have a pipe stack, surely.
Well, in this case, what I should really be doing is trying to do them horizontally instead. There's enough room here.
Right.
That's the big thing that I did wrong. So
3 pipes side by side.
2 pipes actually. Like there's 1 extra water extractor here than we really need.
Okay.
For now, but there's plenty of room here to make use of that. So for now, I'm just going to hook up 5 of them, run 1 pipeline like this, and this will actually be better because I can use 1 pipeline for each of the like I can run 2 rows of coal generators, each with their own dedicated water line. Now I just need to figure out how I'm going to split the water here. So that's not going to work. That's either. All right. Doing this stuff in a way that I like is actually really finicky.
I have a lot of questions to go, but I'm not going to get into it. There's a lack of autonomy in your plan. That's all I'll say.
Oh yeah, that'll work. So I'll put you here. This should work. Should.
And the back two?
So
Or are you
one
only
of them,
hooking up the 3 right now?
So 5 of them are going to get hooked up. That last one I've got to put in a bit later. Ugh. Didn't line that up very well, did I? Or is that just the level that it's at? Anyway, sorry, I'll show you Rolex what I'm doing. I just go boom, boom. I'll stick that one there.
Ah.
No, anyway. But yeah, so that 5th one will get hooked up to this one and it'll split between these two. Because 2 of these will be 240. And then this last one being 120, I'll split that between the others, and that makes an even 300 in 2 pipes.
Right.
I just have to lay these out in such a way that the thing can actually connect. I can't put a cross directly there. Kind of sucks. And I'm getting sick of this, so I'm just gonna hack it. Hack the planet.
Hack the planet!
That's not gonna work either. Oh my gosh.
An extremely important movie in our time. Wait, I saw you put a cross there. Like, there was a ghost for a cross.
Yeah, but the thing was so low that I've got to put these up higher.
Okay.
This is the thing that's really biting me on this, is having enough space.
Pipes are a pain in the ass. They don't align as easily as conveyors do.
Yep. Bullshit, it's got an invalid shape. Ah, for frog snacks.
For frog snacks. Yeah, that's curving back in on itself. Maybe you can try a different mode when placing it.
Oh, there's different... Yeah. I've forgotten how... I forgot that exists.
The one you were using was particularly curvy. Very busy air.
You idiot, that's vertical.
No, it still wants to come out further.
It's fine with this though.
Yeah, that's real,
So I just have to do that on the other side, right? Oh, fuck this shit. I should have made this thing too wide. That would have made all of this a lot easier. I think I may just do that. Scrap it. Scrap the hole. It's not that bloody hard to do this. Why is it? Grr. Whatever.
be gone! Vegan, etc.
That's it. Vegan?
Yeah, it's from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. He very clumsily rhymes be gone with vegan.
Oh, okay. My first thought was Vogon. It's like poetry?
He tries to do a one-liner, but it fails terribly. Where once you were a vegan, now you will be gone.
Oh, that's... Yes. There is no snap for guideline.
No, especially not for water extractors.
I just want to make it look nice. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, you're gonna have to like use
I have guides.
guides, exactly. References is the word I was looking for.
Ah,
See, this is already off. Damn it, Blom, you
Oh.
failed.
what?
This water extractor is not in line with this thingy.
I don't care. Sick of this shit.
Sick of it. Leave me alone. To your right.
Hold on.
Okay,
Next.
well.
So if they're not gonna
Now
give-
you can't
give me-
line this one up. It's impossible because the other one's not lined up.
What?
This one has to be further right.
That one does. That's a good idea. I could use you to.
That's what I'm
eyeball the
doing.
thing for-
So,
That didn't occur.
okay, now right. Yep, right.
Right.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Whoa. Tad left, just like a nudge left. Yeah. All right. Now we're cooking with fire.
Or water, as the case may be.
You cannot get that any further right, can you? No. This thing would need to go left.
We can do that. Just a little tiny bit. How off is that?
That is about a half off.
Right, let me rephrase it. How off is it in relation to this one?
A bolt. It's lined up with the bolt sans the middle.
I can live with a bolt. This one on the other end is actually off. Which I don't understand well, because, like...
No,
literally-
this one's more lined up than the other one.
What? Oh, whatever.
Oh no, no,
Alright.
it is off by a bolt too. Okay.
Well, at least we're consistently off by a bolt.
But it's because it's these ones on this side which are the ones that are actually off.
It just means that when we actually do all the pipes, we just got to shim it. Hope that's right.
Oh yeah, this is lined up totally. It's these three which are off.
Yeah, well, I can't actually move these ones any closer to the left because of the rocks it's hard against.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's try again for these bloody pipes.
Yeah, because the land itself, the problem with Satisfactory, and you'll see all sorts of people use all sorts of tricks to make this work, but the land itself has no grid. So anything you're playing on the grid, you can see how any position here is perfectly valid, right? But then if I place a foundation down, suddenly it's got a grid which it snaps to.
And that is part of the reason why we needed to make sure that we got the all the foundation stuff as quickly as possible, is just because it allows us to make things a lot nicer, easier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've built that too close again, because there's no way that a junction is going to line up properly with this. Probably. Oh, I stand corrected.
Ooh. Nice.
Ugh.
So one of the tricks people use, for example, if I wanted to stay completely aligned with what Blom is doing here on this platform, right? Then I would find a way to and build something off over here. So I'd like start building foundations.
Yep.
And then chain it all the way over to where I want them so that I know that the platform I build over there is aligned with this platform. And I get why they don't have a grid for the world, because what if you wanted something to be like just a hair off, you know? When you started it.
Some amazing stuff with it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, cool. So that is how we're going to run this. Now
I think you mean you can't, Makod.
Hmm?
World War II Germany is a perfect example of that. They did poof money into existence, and then their money was worth nothing because it's balanced against the gold standard.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but the rest of the world does. And you have to be balanced against the rest of the world.
Alright, so now I get to literally do what Rorax was just talking about and build a foundation off my foundation.
Right. The gold standard at this point is just a reference. It's not a... You don't have to have gold to have it as a standard. You can use someone else's gold. Because you're only using it as a reference. So if you poof a bunch of money into existence, your money is now only worth the worth that you had in total of your country's GDP. And so suddenly every dollar is now worth cents.
Well, fundamentally, I thought it was interesting. I was watching a video the other day where they were talking about how, like, some bass guitar or something was worth, like, $500,000 or something, but because there's never been any indication that anyone has ever actually exchanged money for it, it's not actually worth that amount.
Right.
Like, unless somebody is willing to actually pay an amount for it, like, money only has value when two people can agree that something is worth what they say it is.
Yeah.
Which is why the idea of bottle caps is an interesting idea in Fallout, because to us it seems like a completely ridiculous idea. But the fact that they can't produce bottle caps in the Fallout world, it is a finite resource, and so therefore people are free to interpret it as having value, means that it has value.
Very specifically because they're Nuka-Cola caps too.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting dynamic that these kinds of things can exist.
Also, that guitar you're talking about, that's the worth posted on it by the person who owns it. If they went and did trade it with somebody and that person was like, no, I'm not buying it for 500,000, I'll buy it from you for 300,000, and the person agrees, their guitar is now worth 300,000.
Exactly. Well, the whole reason he found the thing was because he was looking for, like, the world's most expensive bass.
Right.
But it was debatably... What is a Zazie? I don't know what it is, but I wouldn't pay as much as you're asking for it.
Legal tender is just an IOU.
True.
Somewhere it can all be traced back to some actual material.
Honestly speaking, I don't have a problem with
No
it.
one's ever going to do that, though. No, neither do I. I think it's a very efficient way to not have to take the entire fucking elephant to the person that you're trading the elephant to.
And assuming that they even want an elephant.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's a way of distributing the goods to the people who want the goods, and not people not having to rely on who wants the good.
Yeah. Or originally
maybe-
where it was employed was with farming, where they would pay the farmer for the crop that isn't produced yet.
Yeah. I do have a big problem with fractional reserve lending, though.
Yeah.
I feel like that is probably where the vast majority of the world's financial woes stems from.
Yes.
This.
Bank statements are just an IOU.
That's correct.
Like, not even joking.
Now, what if I could make my life happier if I brought this up? If I put it up that, I'm going to need a pump.
But yeah, I find that, like, you know, money has its place. It's not like we're gonna go back to a barter system and everything's gonna be shiny, you know? Or the idea of Star Trek, where it's basically like an advanced version of UBI.
Oh, I totally forgot we can make hypertubes. Should have made one over here. I'll do that on the way back. But I have to deal with the fact that... No,
I love the idea of Star Trek's utopian kind of society. That's what I actually hate about Picard. Because Picard tries to turn it into this whole, like, dark and gritty universe. Whereas part of the point of Star Trek was that humanity itself has finally got over its own shit and is now exploring the universe.
I never actually got to watching Picard enough to appreciate... I only actually watched the first episode. I meant to watch the lot. But the thing that interests me, though, is that although it is really dark and gritty, is the fact that it had Patrick Stewart's approval. Because he strikes me as being an actor who is very peculiar about who he portrays.
Maybe, like, I don't mean to diagnose Mr. Stewart, but, like, there could be some amount of nostalgia there, you know?
Well, true. Yeah.
But you're very right. He is very particular. That's why he had... Yeah, sorry, Sir Stewart. There is a very specific reason why he was so eager to do that most recent and heinous Cats movie. Because from a theatre standpoint, Cats means a lot to him. Because he's such a massive theatre buff.
There is not really enough room here to do this without using a pump. It's one of
Use
the
the pump?
benefits. Yeah. I was having to not spend the power. I'm just being a cheapskate.
Oh no, in the desert, man, you have to use those pumps. Water is at the lowest point. New Cats was indeed a horror movie, and I think if you asked Sir Patrick, he would say that it was indeed a horror movie, but he had a lot of fun doing it. Because the idea of Cats, from a theatre standpoint, is very important.
I never saw it. So I can't comment on.
Well, that's
How
when you're
they
getting into like theatre politics, really.
how they murdered the show.
Well, Cats show specifically the Cats the script was like a really big departure from what quote unquote real theatre was, and it like marked a changing point in theatre, which meant that a lot of people who would write scripts for theatre were able to explore different topics that weren't so like fucking Downton Abbey. I'll be right back.
I
Rogue
didn't
needs
know.
to get out.
Speaking of cats, uh, encroaching is-
Ironically, Cats was the Les Miserables of theatre. Was the French Revolution of theatre. That being said, the new movie is absolutely freaking disgusting and horrifying and terrible. And I want it to burn. It's not okay having dancing cockroaches. Or cats with human faces that are nuzzling each other.
I think there's a whole subculture that will disagree with you there, but
Yeah, but they don't generally have human heads. They have cat heads. It's more the cat head human body than it is the cat body human head.
now I wonder if I should kickstart this system off of the old system, or should I just throw down a Should I just throw down a fuel? So that's my question when I'm running these systems out: is how do I get it started?
Right, General. That's how I feel about Patrick Stewart. You know, he's taking part in this nightmare, but he's so happy about this nightmare. And to be fair, chat, I really enjoyed the new Sonic movie. I thought it was dumb and fun.
I also loved it. It was exactly what I was hoping it would be.
Yeah. And it wasn't made for us 30-year-olds, it was made for 12-year-olds and stuff like that, and that's okay. It's like the new She-Ra or, you know, whatever. It's not for us, so we should just appreciate it for what it is. IMO.
It took me a little bit to come to terms with the new She-Ra, actually.
Yeah?
Not because I had a problem with it, but just I felt like E-Man was so intertwined with She-Ra that I wasn't sure how to really. That works. Interesting. Okay, I actually really like these build mechanics, other than the fact that I pull my pipes right through a rock. But let's just pretend that I chiseled that out.
Oh, the vertical thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually looks pretty rad, going into the rock like that. It has a certain je ne sais quoi to it.
Now, do I have pumps for this? I actually do have pumps.
Oh, but in terms of the new Sonic movie, yeah, no, the first release of what Sonic would look like, absolute horror material. He had teeth. Who thought that giving Sonic teeth was a good idea?
I would have watched it, but
I am very glad they just did a model redesign and did the rework. Because they obviously didn't have to change the script or anything for it. They just had to reanimate him and... Well, I say just, but...
I was gonna say, as I recall, like the problem was is that with him being shorter and his more original height, that there was a lot of issue with uh what's his name, the main actor looking in the wrong place.
Yeah. I think they just digitally changed where his eyes were looking in a lot of shots. I think there might have been a couple where they actually got him to change position, though.
Yeah. But honestly, kudos to them for copping the cost of doing that.
And it was clearly worth it.
Yeah, well, it paid off.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it did.
But I need more Sonic Manias in my life.
This pipe, that is not going to work. There is nothing about that is going to work. What was I thinking?
Gonna have to push it this way more? Like, more foundation? I'm sorry, I'm in the way. More foundation this way?
I think there's enough foundation this way, but the problem was that I didn't actually leave enough room for the coal line to come through. The pipe was... These are backwards, aren't they?
They are.
Every time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Atomic will jumpstart it using the... But no, you only need to jumpstart the water. You don't need to jumpstart the coal itself.
Yep.
Usually when I'm jumpstarting the water extractors, I just use bio furnaces.
What I normally do is I'll just use one pump. I'll hook up one water extractor to a bio-leaf burner.
Yeah.
And I will get just enough water coming up here to the coal to get one coal doing, and then I'll just hook up the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the good stuff right there. The excellent chain reaction.
I know what I've done now. Why all of this looks so out of place. Yeah. Do I care? Do I not care? I actually don't want to end the stream with this not done, so I'm going to just push forward how it is.
Well, I'm enjoying watching, so... Me and Atomic have a difference of opinion on Sonic, though. Atomic thinks that Sonic Adventure 2, at the very least, is worth its weight. But I'm very much an old Sonic person.
I never said that.
You didn't?
Sonic Adventure 1, yes.
Oh, Sonic Adventure... Sorry, my apologies.
Sonic Adventure 2 I never actually played.
Right.
So, because I didn't play it, characters like Shadow and White Dude.
White Dude. Oh, Silver, yeah.
Oh, I just had to think of another color, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, those characters mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like, their backstory is unknown. But because I played Sonic Adventure and I felt that was a really well done game, I can enjoy games like Sonic Generations as both 2D and 3D.
Yeah. Did you like Amy as a character, though?
No. I felt that... how should I explain it? I don't have a problem with damsel in distress characters. If you've ever seen Mysterious Cities of Gold, I felt as a period piece it was appropriate. But Amy is a very modern character, and I don't and I thought it was unnecessary. She could have absolutely have had more strong opinions and not been so, I don't know, what was the word for it? Lusty?
She was also a stalker. She was just straight up a stalker.
Yeah. I guess that was kind of it, right? They just didn't feel like there was anything relatable in her relationship with Sonic.
Yeah.
Um, and don't even get me started on Big. That was a character who just flat out did not belong in the game.
Yeah, she was a very early 2000s idea of girl power, which was more like pink and loud than it was about autonomy and confidence.
Bullshit. What the fuck? Did you know that you can build pipes off of power poles off of pipes?
No? Holy crap. I see that now, though. It's very weird. It's like attached to the side.
Watch where you're aiming, apparently.
Oh.
I'm trying to get this one here, and it keeps, like, snapping to the pipe instead. Anyway, now that we've done that, okay.
Yeah, but it was pink and loud without the confidence and strength, you know? It was completely vapid. That's the word I was looking for.
She was confident in the fact that she could get Sonic to like her without any evidence to back that up.
Also, she just kind of appeared. I mean, so did Tails and Knuckles, to be fair, but they also didn't impose as characters. Yes, Classic was a different story, I understand that. They couldn't have imposed even if they wanted to, but they didn't
So here's the thing, though, is the fact that when you play Sonic 3 through, like, Tails came out of nowhere. He had a story in the manual.
Yeah.
That was as far as you got.
Miles per hour, yeah.
Yep. With Knuckles, however, like, there was a story told without words.
There was, yeah, true.
Whereas Amy was an interesting one because she was developed from Sonic CD, which didn't have the same team as Sonic 2.
Oh, I didn't even know she was on Sonic CD.
Yeah. On the second level, you see her, and she runs after Sonic with love hearts, trying to grab him, and Sonic just ditches her, and then she gets grabbed by Metal Sonic, and you spend, well, I mean, presumably, it's kind of a sub quest that he does trying to get her back, but
right.
I need some fuel now, don't I?
Oh no, Sonic was a complete asshole to Amy, no doubt. But he also had no reason to be a good guy either. Because she was just like up in his face all the time. Doesn't make what he did okay though. Let's be clear. He was still a cock.
He really owed it to her to just tell her to fuck off.
Yeah. Leave me alone.
Stop leading her on, Sonic. Yeah, let's burn a tree and see what this does.
But you're absolutely right. There was a story told without words with Knuckles, and I very distinctly remember the crash onto Emerald Island and Knuckles showing up and being like, you could see he was upset about the whole affair. So you kind of got the idea that Knuckles wasn't happy with Sonic either.
Yeah, well, like, it wasn't obvious why Knuckles kind of attacked Sonic in the first place. But, I love the fan theories on the whole thing where, like, someone redid the intro to, Sonic 3 where, Knuckles comes up through the ground and knocks the Chaos Emeralds, except instead he gets killed by the fact that Sonic is supersonic. So therefore, he couldn't have lost the Chaos Emeralds in the first place because Supersonic kills everything he touches.
Yeah. I would say one thing for the Sonic movie, by the way. I love that the Sonic movie made Supersonic blue.
Well, so here was the thing, right? Is that I was just before this. I'm making concrete. I don't want to make concrete. Wait, why do I have limestone? Never mind. So there was an interview with Jim Carrey about like whether what would he like to do with Robotnik in the sequel or something, and Jim Carrey was saying he wants to wear a fat suit. And I'm just like, yes, I want to see Jim Carrey in a fat suit.
Yeah.
He would play that so well. But they also said they asked him whether or not he thought Supersonic should be in the movie, and he said, well, in order for that, they'd have to introduce the Chaos Emeralds, because that is the canonical lore about Supersonic, right?
Yeah.
So what we saw of Sonic in the first movie to Jim Carrey was not Supersonic. It was more along the lines of like Sonic when he gets the spin dash, for example.
Oh, okay. Well,
hang on.
I, for one, like the idea of a blue Supersonic, because it departs it from its origins, which were that it was a direct reference to Dragon Ball Z.
Oh. How much power do these things need?
Oh, the water extractor's a lot.
20. This thing should produce 30. So what's your problem, mate? What have I got you hooked up to that I shouldn't? Everything. Literally everything.
Oh yeah, and by the way, that's what a lot of people have a problem with in Adventure, General Stukov, is that it seemed dumb to make Knuckles dumb, because it wasn't that Knuckles was dumb in Sonic 3, it's that Knuckles was like a stoic conservative of his tribe. He basically saw anybody coming onto Emerald Isle as an enemy and a threat, because his tribe in particular protected the Chaos Emeralds. Which is why he wasn't impressed with Eggman or Sonic in Sonic 3.
I haven't seen that game, Grumps, but I do want to say, in the Sonic movie, I love how they managed to get both a Robotnik and an Eggman reference into the movie. Because it's one thing that's always really bugged me, is about how the modern games all seem to call him Eggman, but he was always Robotnik to me.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Dr. Ivo Robotnik and Dr. Eggman. Eggman. Said it like a Canadian. Yeah, and then...
No. So, I'm not trying to give spoilers. I'm just... Like, there are concepts in the game. Like there are concepts in the movie that just were really well played into the fandom.
Mm-hmm. And it's, I guess they weren't gratuitous, though, were they?
No. I was going to say, it's probably a spoiler to say that Robotnik lives, isn't it?
I suppose. But when has Sonic ever actually successfully, offed from... Yeah. Offing him is something that Knuckles would do.
That was weird.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. Knuckles has just got dumber and dumber and dumber depending on the franchise.
I don't recall him being that dumb in Sonic Forces, though.
I don't remember him in Sonic Forces.
Yeah, so do you know Sonic Forces? That's the one where basically...
I beat it. Where you make your own persona, yeah.
Well, as I'm under the... I was under the impression that at the very beginning of the game, like, Knuckles sort of seemed to have more control of the resistance than anybody else did.
Oh, he was, wasn't he? He was like a rebel leader.
Oh, I'm such an idiot. Cole?
Oh.
Cole is the thing.
be fair, I should have noticed that too when I came over here going like, oh, I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, so Cole, that's a thing. You'll have to build that station then.
I will. Okay, so water consumption per minute is 45 per minute. So 300 divided by 45 is just over 6, I think. I think it's... Yeah, so I think we could run 14 of these.
Hell yeah. I don't think that platform fits 14.
I don't think so either yet, but it will.
It'll definitely fit 8 from what I recall.
Yeah.
Maybe even 10.
Well, that's why I built the thing higher, was so that I could get it to go further back. But I don't have enough concrete on me to actually do that. All right. So I still have enough for another 3 coal generators, so...
Listen, if you were a 90s child, you loved animal, not animal, but, what do you call it when humanoid animals?
Anthropomorphism?
Yeah, we loved our anthropomorphic shows. Street Sharks, Sonic, they're all there.
I just read stuck of in Forces. He's just generally Knuckles. He doesn't have that much of a personality.
Yeah, that's probably why I forgot.
It's one of those things that like I want to deny it, but I can't.
He's just a plot device. Because he gets captured at one point, doesn't he?
I haven't actually completed Sonic Forces.
Sorry, spoilers.
No, not that fussed about it. I kind of want a lot of the 3D Sonics to be spoiled for me, because...
I actually liked Forces. It's the only 3D Sonic that I actually liked, and it's because the mechanics of running were fun compared to every other 3D Sonic I'd ever played.
And that's fair enough, I think. Concrete, and I was getting the stuff to build a station, wasn't I?
It felt more like a car on a racetrack than it did whatever the fuck Adventure in Adventure 2 is. Where the camera was barely keeping up. So you didn't know what was coming, or...
Well, I mean, to be fair, that happened in Sonic 2, in fact. Like, especially in Chemical Hill Zone.
Yes, yeah, no, you're right.
Not that I think it's a great game design decision.
I think that's why I don't like Chemical Plant as much as most people. It just didn't play very fun. The music's great, but...
I was just going to say that. I just played it for the music.
I didn't like Metropolis for the same reason. My favourites were always Mystic Caves and Oil Ocean.
I started learning how to play Mystic Cave on the piano.
Hell yeah.
But it is such a weird song, like, because like that
yeah,
actually walks through all of the semitones, which is something that I don't see very often in songs.
Right. I always viewed that as a very jazzy song.
Oh, absolutely. That song rocks. I'm confused. Why does the picture of the industrial storage only show one output?
Maybe because it... No, it definitely has two.
I only just noticed that.
Oh, I know why. Because the old industrial storage only had one. And they probably haven't updated the icon.
Oh, they have been doing that though, so maybe that'll happen soon. Where is transportation? I want a truck station. And oh my god, I came over here to grab the stuff and I already had it.
And I'm ready to
Ugh.
set waypoints.
Okay. So what I'm just doing quickly is foundation. Okay, I've got a heap of foundations. I'm just going to quickly lay out enough foundation to know how far back I'm going to go if I make 7 power stations. So I'll just be a moment, please.
No worries.
Cycle on line 1, please hold. Yeah, but I never had an S stuck of. I had a Sega Master System as a kid.
Yeah.
No way in hell my mum was buying me both.
And then I had what we call a Mega Drive, but you call a Genesis.
Is it 9:30 already? What? Connection timed out. Well, that's not nice.
What, connection to the server? We still got 7 minutes.
Yeah, let me back on. Oi. Where's my friends? Epic. Give me my friends back.
Like, epic fail.
I'll pay that.
Like, yeah. I think I remember retro songs better because, for multiple reasons. One, I was a kid, my memory was better. Two, they were much simpler because there wasn't many instruments. So they were a lot easier to remember, like the rhythm and the word not for rhythm. Yeah, and then the third reason, you understand what I'm saying. Yes, less drugs. And the third reason is a lot of these orchestral soundtracks blur together a lot, which is why, and I'm happy to see I'm wrong, which is why I was kind of upset at the music in the beginning of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, especially the first boss that you fight, because it's all orchestral score. But as Final Fantasy VII Remake goes on, it's not always the same boss music. It'll be the same song, but it'll be done with different instruments.
There was another game that I played that really annoyed me.
So it
That was Wonder Boy 3.
right.
Wonder Boy 3, I enjoyed playing with the classic soundtrack over the redone one for that same reason. You are apparently offline, but not in a game for me.
The hell? I am most definitely online.
I don't think that this is you. I think Epic is screwing up on my side.
I will go back to the main menu though, for sure.
I'm going to exit out of Epic.
Oh no, I got a network error.
Oh.
I don't know what it means. Yeah, it says I timed out.
Maybe we both timed out talking to Epic. Alright, well maybe if you go back in again, we can spend our last 4.5 minutes loading into the game.
4 minutes now. Alright, instance back up.
Just in the game. What's at the menu?
Oh, DuckTales is amazing. And Duckwing Duck. And Rescue Rangers.
No, you're not reporting your status as online. Well, that's a bust.
Right. Maybe we should just call it then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because otherwise,
I will say,
the whole restart process is going to take until 12 anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I absolutely loved Quackshot.
Yes! Quackshot! Holy
Quackshot
shit.
was amazing.
Yes, it
I
was.
I was so peeved when the people who made Monster Boy,
Mm,
um, who they I don't know if you know they're releasing Streets of Rage 4 in 5 days.
no.
And they on April Fool's Day they teased a Quackshot screenshot that their artist has done, and I was so mad when I found out that wasn't a thing. I was like,
Aw.
oh, you
Aw.
bastards. Worst April Fool's joke ever.
I'll be right back. Right back.
Someone edumacate Foxbot. Bye-bye. I guess that gives us like a couple of minutes to figure out who we're going to raid tonight. So I'm 10 years your senior, Sanya. Alright, I know who I'm going to suggest that we raid when Roix gets back. Damn it, fix it, employee number, whatever. You're making me want another cup of coffee. Oh, Film Gully was a great movie. Yeah, no, I really... As I recall, Ferngully is actually based on a rainforest in Queensland, in Australia. I always wanted to go there, but we didn't actually make it out that far. Mad Max. Mad Max was based in here. Oh, okay. Oh, there was Dot and the Kangaroo. Was that Outback? No, that was kind of more scrublands. Oh, that's alright.
Hey folks, sorry. Dealing with the cat. But, yeah. End of stream, I guess.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you want to, yeah, that's what I thought. So if you want to raid someone, there's a lady who's here in Adelaide, who is streaming Satisfactory at the moment. Her thing is Always Ali.
I think we raided her the other night playing RimWorld.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Always Ellie. How's Ellie spelled?
Ally.
Okay. Alright, we are set to raid Always Ellie. Folks, go say hi, give Ellie our support. The more Pacific streamers there are, the more people around this time will be streaming. So give our love over there, and thank you all for joining us for Friendly Fire. Sorry that Valen couldn't be here. Hopefully next week it'll be different. I know I was away for last week. That was a complete muck up on my end. So thanks for your understanding. But you all have a wonderful time zone, and I'll see you on Monday. And Atomic, may see you earlier?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
You planning on streaming this weekend?
I think so. I don't know what yet. I'm really hoping my brother and I will be able to start picking up on Half-Life Alyx.
Oh, rad. I'll be there for that. I have no way to experience it otherwise.
there are mods for it, but that take the VR out of it. But anyway, so I
Alright.
will see you all later, and yeah, I will see you all later. Bye.
Bye.